Hi, you guys. How are you? My name is Kristen Hewitt, and I am going to record this. Hi, Aileen, I should say. I'm going to record this Periscope for my blog, but for those of you that don't know me, hello, good afternoon from South Florida. My name is Kristen Hewitt. I'm a television reporter and host in South Florida, and I vlog and write for numerous websites. And I recently wrote a blog post called Newbie's Guide to Periscope, and a lot of people were interested in it. So I'm just curious, I know there's only a few people logged on here, but for those of you who are on Periscope, how many of you have actually done a broadcast? I'm curious to see if people are scared to start on Periscope or if people are just going for it. So if you're new to Periscope and you haven't done a broadcast yet, type me in the chat. And thanks to all of you that have tuned in and to everyone watching later on the replay. I'm going to put this video up on my blog, mommyandsports.com. But I wanted to give some tips for those of you who have never used Periscope on how to use it. I'm not an expert. But I am a television broadcaster, and I've downloaded a lot of guides and free ebooks on how to use Periscope, and I find it to be a very valuable tool for any brand or business or blogger or anyone that's interested in getting their message out there. So I wanted to give a few tips today on how to set up and how to use Periscope and how to be on camera, because I really think that this is the Wild West, and I think that Periscope and live streaming is really going to take over technology, and it already is. So this is something we can all utilize. Okay, so when you start periscoping, or scoping as everyone calls it, the first thing you want to do is announce and let your followers know that you're going to be live. So a lot of people and businesses and bloggers, they create little graphics. You can do those in Canva. You can do those in PicMonkey. Hey, Echo, how are you? I'm so glad you tuned in. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the support. So you can make a graphic in Canva or PicMonkey that says, you know, I'll be periscoping about this topic. Now, what are you going to talk about? A lot of people are like, I'm not an expert. I don't know how to talk about anything. Well, everyone is an expert in something. Hi, Mr. Hewitt. Everyone is an expert in something. You could be a DIYer. You could be a crafter. You could be a baker. You could be a fitness guru. You could have healthy recipes on your website. Whatever it is, someone always has something to talk about. For me, as you can tell, I have the gift of gab. I work in television, so this is what I've chosen to talk about. So you want to announce it, put it on your Facebook page, put it on your Twitter page, and let people know that you're going to be on Periscope. Okay, when you first log on, you're going to put your picture in, and when you scroll down on your main page, there's a settings. You want to set your settings to autosave. That will record your broadcast, your Periscopes right on your phone. So always set it to autosave, and you will be saving these videos. For those of you who don't know, Periscope videos are only available for 24 hours on Periscope. That's how long they save them. So you want to save it on your phone, and B, you can capture it. I'm using catch.me. It's KATCH.me, and you can record your broadcast. Okay, are any of you guys finding this information useful? If you are, give me some hearts, tap the screen, and please share this. So if anyone else you know that needs to learn a little bit about Periscope, they'll be watching as well. So swipe your screen to share it, please, and tap for hearts. So that's actually going to be one of my tips in a minute, but always ask for shares and for people to give you hearts, because the more hearts you have, the more Periscope will share your broadcast to other people. So if you like what I'm saying, tap the screen and share it. Okay, so once you have, I'm glad you're finding this helpful, Echo. Okay, so once you've auto-saved your Periscope in your phone setting, or you've set up your catch.me account like I've done today, you want to start your broadcast. Well, how do you start your broadcast? Well, you go to that little camera icon. There's 4 icons on the bottom of your screen. You go to the camera icon, and that's going to take you live into Periscope. The most important thing you can do that I've learned, and I follow a lot of people on Periscope. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I only have a couple hundred followers. I don't do this often, but I follow Kim Garst. She's a heavy hitter. She runs Social Boom, and she's great. If you want to follow someone on Periscope, follow Kim Garst, Kimgarst. She's awesome. I follow Alex Petit over in the UK. He's awesome as well. But you want to title your broadcast appropriately. Use emoticons. I put like a little clacker today for a video clacker. Use all caps. because when you're scrolling through the global list of broadcast, there's a lot of people that just type in lowercase or they type in upper lower and they're not paying attention to their titles. But titles are like teases in television. You need to have a good title to get people to watch your broadcast. And don't give it all away in your title, but always put a couple emoticons to make it stand out in the list, and do some all caps, because that will also help your titles. Oh, and use hashtags. I didn't use a hashtag today, silly me, but use hashtags, and that'll get you a great title, and that'll get your broadcast watched. And thanks to whoever tapped the screen. Keep tapping. Get me some hearts so Periscope knows that I'm legit. Okay. So when you first start broadcasting, after you hit your title, after you type in your title, thanks Aileen, there are 4 things on the bottom right before you start a broadcast. There's a little arrow. That's your location. You can turn your location on or off. I have it off right now because I'm in my home office and I don't want, everyone to know where I live, obviously. But apparently, if you're not at home and you're at a public place, if you turn that location on, it will get you in the global list, and people will see your broadcast more if you share your location. So that's something, if you're out at your office or a public location, you might want to share that. Okay, the first minute, have the hearts, thank you. The first minute on Periscope is the most important, because in that first minute, users are going to determine whether or not they want to watch your scope, okay? So in the first minute, you want to introduce yourself. Say hello and acknowledge your live viewers, and also acknowledge your replay viewers. You always want to give a shout out to your replay viewers, because they're going to be watching this 24 hours up to 24 hours after you do your Periscope. So it's always important to acknowledge them. Introduce yourself. Let people know who you are. A lot of scopers ask questions to get to know their audience, especially when they have a lot of viewers. I could do that now. If anybody wants to tell me where you're from, please go ahead and type it in. But I try to reserve my questions till the end in case anyone has any questions, because I find when I'm watching a scope, I like to just get my information. I like the person to be concise. I don't like all the fluff back and forth. That's just me, though. Everybody has their own style. So your first yes, Minnesota, There you go. She's my Minnesota friend. Did you guys see the Vikings on preseason football last night? I love their new matte helmets. They're very cool. The matte colored. Very cool. Okay. So the first minute is the most important, because it's going to determine whether or not people watch your broadcast. But also, North Carolina, I love Chapel Hill. But also, people are going to be tuning in throughout your broadcast. So you always need to ask for things when you're on Periscope, okay? You will never get in this life what you don't ask for. So when you want someone to share your broadcast, ask them to repeatedly share it throughout. The more people share your broadcast, the more people know you're on, and then more people watch. And the more Periscope will show them your broadcast. You want people to ask for hearts. So if you're watching, please tap. If you like what I'm saying, please tap and give us hearts. But every couple of minutes, ask for a share, ask for hearts I know there's only a few people on here, but if you're watching, please swipe your screen and share this now, because there might be somebody out there that wants to learn how to use Periscope, and it really does help our broadcast show up. So don't be afraid to ask, and also during your scopes, do what we like to call a reset, or in television we call it a reset. I was going to say a rejoin, but we're not coming at a commercial break. But a reset is where you are continually introducing yourself, because this is a live stream and people are popping in. I saw a couple people just pop in now. So I'm going to say, hey guys, thanks for popping in. I saw we have a couple new people. My name's Kristen Hewitt. I'm a freelance television host and reporter in South Florida, and today we're talking about how to use Periscope. I'm giving a few tips. So far I've told people to announce your Periscope before you start. Make sure you set your phone, your settings to autosave. When you first start a scope, when you saw it, your camera will face outwards. This is one thing I didn't talk to. So has anyone here never done a Periscope? If you've never done a Periscope, write no in the chat. I'm just curious if anybody's not done one, because I don't want to be repetitive. If you've not done a Periscope. If you've never done a Periscope, write no in the chat. Okay, there you go. So if you've never done a Periscope, when you first start and you're typing in your title, your camera faces outwards. So some people put a logo in front of their phone to show their logo. Sometimes I focus my phone on my my blog logo, which is mommyinsports.com. So if anybody wants to follow me on my blog, it's mommyinsports. But you can start the camera on your logo, and then to make the camera face forward, you double tap the screen, and that'll make it face forward. So make sure that your first minute, you're asking for shares, you're asking for hearts, and you're acknowledging your replay viewers and your live viewers. I think that's about all I have. I mean, if you want to know how to get followers, let me know. I can talk about that as well. Does anybody want to know how to get followers, or should I save that for another scope? I don't want to make it too long, because I know people don't really want to watch these for a long time, you kind of pop in and out when you're on Periscope. That's what I do. I watch the first 5 or 6 minutes and then hop on to someone else. Does anyone want to know about followers? Yes, you want to know about followers. Okay, Echo, I'll do this for you, but give me some hearts while I'm talking, okay? So followers, it's just like any other social media. You need followers, right? This is a great tool for marketing, for broadcasting, for getting your name out there. But you need followers. So of course, just like any other social media, you can follow people. That's a given, right? Follow some of the people that are in your industries. Thanks for the hearts, guys. So you can follow people. You also can watch other Periscopes. You need to watch other scopes and get to know who's out there and comment on them. Because when you're commenting, the host, who might have 300,000 followers, might give you a shout out or answer your question. And when they mention you, other people follow you. So it's really important to comment. And a lot of times when I'm in a scope, if I find someone asking questions and I'm kind of jiving with them, I'll follow them and they'll follow me back. Another thing you can do is become a moderator in scopes. What does that mean, right? I've heard people say that all the time. I mean, people are selling how to do Periscope courses right now. It's kind of crazy what Periscope has turned into. So you become a moderator, and what that means is if your person is talking, like I'm talking, and I say, you guys follow me on mommyandsports.com, then a person in the chat would be typing in, she just said her blog is mommyandsports.com, and then everybody watching would see that. They would see you as an authority figure, and then they'll follow you back. It takes a lot of time to build up followers. There's also Facebook groups. There's the Perry Girls. I'm in a Facebook group where everybody follows each other. You can ask for follows too on your social media. But there's a lot of different ways to get followers. But if you have a big Twitter following, you're going to do great on Periscope. Okay, thank you. I'm glad this is helpful. I'm just going to do the bare bone basics right now because there's not a lot of people viewing, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys an instruction into how to start Periscope. Aileen, to become a moderator, it's not like the person talking asks you to become a moderator. You just kind of jump in. There's a guy, Pat Flynn. He's like the podcast guru. I love him. I follow him for podcasting information. But sometimes I'll pop into his chats, and if he's talking about Bluehost as a provider, I'll type in, I love Bluehost. You can find them here at this website. And then he'll say, hey, Kristen just gave you guys the website. Follow that. And then you'll get more followers from that. I'm going to do a blog post today on how to use Periscope. I'll include this video, but I'm also going to write out who to follow and other bloggers that I think are cool to follow and other brands that I think that are cool to follow, some of these tips, and I'm going to give you a few more tools that will help you. So I hope this helped. Does anyone have any other questions about Periscope? I know this is a small audience. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but I am learning a lot and I'm watching a lot because I think that the people starting out are starting to get the beginning. Okay, so when you end a chat, say goodbye, but always wait a couple seconds. You swipe your screen up to end your broadcast. A lot of people do their first scopes and then they're on for like 20 seconds. Like, oh, hey, how do I turn this off? So I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye. If anybody wants to see this video, I will have it on my blog, mommyandsports.com tomorrow morning. And Echo, you know, you can reach out to me if you ever need anything, okay? Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the support. And make sure you share this. You can still share it, and then people can watch it in a little bit. Thanks. Bye.